This one where, again, he's going to the New Testament again. Problem with this particular verse is that, again, Krazie is not understanding the mention of the verse. Again, what Paul is talking about is a particular individual. He's not stating how that should work for all slaves. It turns out Paul wanted to be comforted by this particular person. And this particular person so happened to be a slave. But Paul did not say that he wanted this person or made it to be compulsory. So this person volunteered and went anyways out of the goodness of his own heart. So Paul is basically stating, because he came and comforted me of his own free will, he should be now, when he comes back, treated as a free man. So again, Krazie has no clue what the heck he's talking about when he quoted that verse. So now if we go back to Exodus, and as far as the beating of people, so what, verse 20, verse 20s, is it 26? Yeah. If a man smite his eye, the servant, and he loses an eye or loses a tooth, then you should free them for the sake. In this particular scenario, it doesn't just outlawing beating outright. It's just, if you bust their eye or bust their teeth, you should let them go. And then it also goes on to, back to verse 20, that you can beat a person so long as they don't die that day. Here in America, if you beat someone up and if they die even 5 days later, you are if it's still a result of that beating, then you are still going to get some sort of manslaughter charge, regardless. But here God says, it doesn't matter. As long as, a day or two afterwards, it's okay. Because for he is money. And that's what surprised me about Krazie. He just, said that for he is his money. Made no comment. He just sort of glossed over it, Didn't realize the implications of what that meant. It's still placing a human being as property. It doesn't matter if they're punished or put to death because their slave dies on the first day. It's still just as wrong as for the die the second, the third, or the fourth day. It's still just as wrong, Krazie. And you want to tout your morality better than anyone else's. You know what? I rather trust JZ or ZJ with taking, babysitting my child, and then with you. Because I know where he stands. I don't know for the next moment or not. If, you think God told you to kill my kid, then you'll probably do it. Instead of telling this monstrous God, fuck off. You won't do it. And now the context of the women that are sold. Now, it's ironic again that Krazie says that we need to understand the culture that it came with. Now, if we read the context of the verse, it's clearly talking about when a woman is sold. It's most likely because of their being sold into marriage. That's the thing. The cultural context of that is that women, even back then, were property. They were passed from the father to the husband. They were property. They were never freed. They're not asked because they're property. And again, Krazie's not understanding the context of the whole situation, and so, it's, women are, free to do what they want. You can think about, they're free to get the chocolate sprinkles whenever you want, Krazie, but that's just not going to happen. So we see the situations where slavery and indentured servitude occur. Indentured servitude, the man's poor. So he goes onto the rich guy and says, hey, I'll work for you for X amount of years. It's no more than 6. No more than 6, or every Jubilee. So if the guy Jubilees next year, then the person who purchases that person into indentured servitude only gets to be served for 1 year. But in the situations of foreigners, you can enslave them all you want. Again, Leviticus 25, 44 through 46 makes this very clear. Another place that we can go is 1 Chronicles chapter 5, start about verse 18. And you'll see that the fact they go to war, and guess what? They take people as slaves. So again, we still have the endorsement of willfully taking people against their will and using them as labor. This is in your Bible, Krazie. You have refuted jack and shit as far as proving that the Bible is so much better when it comes to slavery. Bullcrap, and you know it.